There's someone watching, and hello to that one person watching. Say something in the comments so I can see you. Let me go get my phone. I'm gonna be AFK. I'm waiting for people to come up. So, enjoy the stream. Okay. Waiting for the people to roll in, waiting for the people to roll in. Come on, to the best show in the world. Maybe not the best show, but one of the best shows. One of the good shows. One of the okay shows. I'm gonna, yeah. It's okay, guys. It's okay. It's a good chat. Try. One of the okay shows. Come to my house. Yeah. Okay then. I customized my character. I have the Sharingan and the Rinnegan. I mean, not the Rinnegan. Do they even have Rinnegan? Oh, they have. Oh. I customized my character. I have the Sharingan. And this is. I mean, not the Rinnegan. Do they even have Rinnegan? Oh, they have. Oh. I did something to him. Shadow clone jutsu. I did something to him. I'm scared now. Whoa. He can summon the toads. He can summon toads. See if I can summon the toad. I don't care. He's trying to kill me, guys. He's trying to come get me. I don't want to get got by this guy. See if I can summon the toad. I don't care. Okay, he's trying to kill me, guys. Whoa. I don't want to get got. He summoned the frog. Get out of here, froggy. I'll come back for you. Oh, that's cool. That's actually cool. You come back in a medical hospital. A medical tent, actually. Not a hospital. This would be a terrible hospital. I don't know what kind of hospital you're in, But I... That was a joke. This would be a terrible hospital. I don't know what kind of hospital you're in. But this game is pretty fun. I'm gonna show you some of my things. This is the character I have. Some of the Gara hair. Got some good stuff too. I got some good stuff. Well, I got. This game is pretty fun. I'm gonna show you some of my. I have the wood style jutsu, the Byakugan, and the Sharingan. Got some good stuff too. They're all pretty cool. They're all pretty good. You wish you could have this Sharingan hat. It's already equipped, so. They're all pretty good. They're all pretty good. You wish you could have this Sharingan. Yeah, they're all. I like them. I likes them. I likes them. So, well.
Do we shrink away and get blown out by 18? Cavaliers shrunk away, provided no help for LeBron down the stretch, and got blown out by 18. A great win for the Indiana Pacers, and one that has to buoy their confidence and give them the feeling that, hey, we can knock off the Cavaliers. For the Cavaliers who've been dealing with inconsistency all year, their confidence has to be shaken, and they have to be reeling. Does it mean the Cavaliers are not winning this series? Does it mean the Cavaliers are not going back to the NBA Finals? We'll discuss that next here on SB Nation Radio, because Shay and I have some strong opinions on that. We'll also give you an opportunity to weigh in on this series at 800-777-2907. Again, 800-777-2907, or on Twitter at JoeSpano56. And after we're done discussing Cavaliers and Pacers, we're going to get into that great game one in another one of the Eastern Conference first-round matchups between the Celtics and the Bucks. It's all next here on SB Nation Radio. Joe Spano in New York, Shay Raftis in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios in Houston, Texas. You be sure to keep it where it is.
This is the Sean Salisbury Show.
I don't believe Nick Saban said, hey, let me give LeBron a call. Or LeBron called Nick or had his people talk to his people and say, let's create some controversy here so more people watch. I think their lives are both caught up in so much stuff they don't even think about it. Hey, let me call him. Let's see if we can create some controversy, because no pub's bad pub, and fake the lawsuit that we're not going to sue, but just to get it out there that we are, and then I'll call you up and say, dude, that was great job. You keep yours up, I'll keep mine up. Where's the end game in this? I think LeBron James is being silly. If you put good content up there, people will watch it. Give me a break. LeBron, it's immature and it's stupid. You know what, if I was him, now that Kyrie Irving's hurt, focus on getting your butt back to the NBA Finals and spending all that money and sharing all that money and giving more scholarships. Quit worrying about what Alabama does. You didn't even go to school there. You don't care. Quit worrying about who gets a haircut and what they're talking about, because their conversation's going to be different than yours.
Tune in to the Sean Salisbury Show weekdays from 5 to 8 Eastern right here on SB Nation Radio.
Every Friday night from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time, former Oklahoma Sooner basketball player Elissa Walker-Campbell takes you inside the world of sports with insightful interviews that go beyond the X's and the O's on the Big E Sports Show right here on SB Nation Radio. If you miss any of the Big E Sports Show, you can always find it on podcastarena.com. If you missed any of our other shows, like the Sean Salisbury Show or SB Nation AM, check them out on podcastarena.com. Every Friday night from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time, former Oklahoma Sooner basketball player Elissa Walker-Campbell takes you inside the world of sports with insightful interviews that go beyond the X's and the O's on the Big E Sports Show right here on SB Nation Radio. If you missed any of the Big E Sports Show, you can always find it on podcastarena.com. If you missed any of our other shows, like the Sean Salisbury Show or SB Nation AM, check them out on podcastarena.com.
This is SB Nation AM.
Timmy, you were out walking the streets with Saw Dog and Manti over the weekend. He had one in the front backpack, one in the back. It's very weird. He was doing the dad thing. He was multitasking in the Baby Bjorn like you don't know.
Yesterday I did Costco. I put the little man facing outwards so he could see everything.
Around.
Oh, yeah, he was having a great time. Just bouncing around, taking in free samples of black bean soup.
He's not, he's babbling, But he's like, no, I want this one over here, please. Can we go?
People thought I was crazy because I was having a full-on conversation with them, just talking.
You should.
Like, do we need paper towels, Sawyer? Like, what's on our list? I pull out our list.
Every morning, Lynn, Murray, and Solly get you ready for work on SB Nation Radio.
This is SB Nation Radio. From the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Joe Spano.
Well, you know, for all your car care needs, the place to think of is O'Reilly Auto Parts. They're close no matter where you're located, convenient, and known for those guaranteed everyday low prices. So make sure you stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store today. O'Reilly's. Better parts, better prices every day. It's O'Reilly
Auto Parts.
Ow! There you go. Without any further ado, let's go to the phones. Bring in my man, John from Florida. John, you're first up on SB Nation Radio. What's shaking, buddy?
Joe, those 16 pictures of the Yankees, any luck with that?
Not yet. I'm working on some memorabilia, people. You know, those are certainly not easy to get, which is why.
But listen, Joe, on the Friday USA Today, they mentioned Babe Ruth's grandson. If there's any way if you look at the Friday USA Today, check with Babe Ruth's. Maybe you can contact them. Each player got a picture, as you know, at the end of the year. Maybe he left it with his family, and maybe his grandson's got it in a trunk or a drawer. 19, 20, 29, 33, and 4 with Babe Ruth, and the other two are 35 and 40. So maybe if you can't hurt by trying to contact them, 8x10s, if those teams, would be great. Before I croak, I'll be 68 years old tomorrow, and I'll tell you, if I could get those pictures before I die, that would be the crowning glory. That's the only blemish in my life. But as far as
68 years young, huh, John? An advanced happy birthday to you. What are you doing to celebrate? Anything special?
Hey, Joe, I'm in Jacksonville, Florida, not Paris. Remember I told you yesterday about they had two Tampa Bay on 2 channels and nothing for the Nashville Predators? Right. Today, they preempted the Flyer-Penguin game to have the local guy talk about tornado watch. They got about 200 phone calls in protest, and the guy, I said, why don't you have a split screen? Hey, that's a good idea. And they still had this guy, Tim Deegan, rambling on and on from 3:30 for 30 minutes. Please stay inside the house. Don't go outside. There's a tornado watch. And you got to cut it. You can't have them say that and have just the screen up in the upper right-hand corner with the game. I mean, this city is so backward. I just wish I had Don Trump money. I'd be on the next plane out. But we're not all that lucky. But anyway, the business. As far as my Yankees, we got rained out of both games today.
Yes, that's correct.
When is the doubleheader going to be made up?
It's going to be made up sometime in June on a common off day for these teams.
Now, as far as these playoffs are concerned, the Milwaukee Bucks ought to be ashamed of themselves playing a bunch of cripples, and you can't beat them. They're far more athletic than Boston. They're deeper than Boston. They did the same thing in '74. You win a 6th game of the finals on the road in double overtime on a Friday night. You should kill them in a 7th game at home, and they choked it. And they've won one.
Florida hung up on us. Oh, boy. And business was just picking up. John, we lost you. Check right back in. But, it's interesting. John was talking about a couple of things, and he had mentioned the NHL and them getting it wrong. They've got the Tampa Bay Lightning game on 2 channels and the Nashville Predators game on no channels. But if you ever doubt why hockey has the problems it has as far as public perception in this country, it's issues like that. Gary Bettman, the most clueless commissioner in professional sports, and in many ways, he really is what's wrong with the National Hockey League. The missteps like that over and over again over the last decades is clearly the reason why the National Hockey League and why hockey is the 4th of the 4 big sports in this country. And a lot of times you could make a case that it's behind some of the niche sports in this country. Mixed martial arts, and at one point was behind doing lower ratings than Texas Hold'em Poker on ESPN. So that's the realities. But let's go back to John from Florida. John, you got so excited you cut yourself off.
I didn't cut myself off. I'm just holding the phone here. I didn't cut myself off. Anyways, the business. We definitely need Manny Machado for next year. I don't think there's any ifs, ands, or buts about it.
I mean, it's hard to argue. You know, when you look at the young talent that the Yankees have, and
not at third base, Joe. Not at third base.
You're not convinced that Andujar can ever be the hitter that they need him to be, and you're comfortable with the Yankees having the Stanton contract. You're eventually going to have to pay Judge. You're paying Machado a mother load. You know, at some point, the realities and the economic realities of Major League Baseball dictate that you can't pay everybody. And all of a sudden, when guys' contracts come up, you're going to lose some young, talented, homegrown talent, and it's going to set this team back. I happen to think guys like Andujar and some of these other solid guys and young guys that are either on their way up or already here will be fine with the, guys like Stanton, guys like Judge, guys like Hicks, guys like Gary Sanchez. You got to look at it this way,
Joe. Ellsbury's contract will be coming off the books. Sabathia's contract will be coming off the books. And I'll tell you something. If we'd have had Manny Machado last year, we'd have beaten Houston. Can you imagine Manny Machado coming up? Remember those first two games in Houston last year? Men on third and one out. When was the last time Manny Machado left a guy on third and less than 2 out?
Doesn't happen.
And I mean, it would have been very interesting. Our pitching was off the charts the first 5 games.
From the standpoint of, he certainly would add, he would add great talent and clutch hitting to this lineup. It would make this lineup even longer. He'd be another super bat and maybe the best bat in their lineup. But the realities are, and this is where I'm concerned. I understand Ellsbury's contract's coming off. At some point, what you don't want to be in Major League Baseball is so top-heavy with just, those handful of big salaries that you can't have a roster that's deep, talented, and versatile. So that would be my only concern with bringing in Manny Machado. If it didn't make this roster to the point where it was top-heavy and there were holes all over it, I'm all for bringing in Manny Machado. And I think the Yankees may just make a run at him because by getting under the luxury tax threshold this year, the penalties going forward are a fraction of what they otherwise would have been. So I think the Yankees may just pursue Manny Machado and pursue him vigorously. It would take some convincing. He said he wants to play shortstop. He ain't playing shortstop here because we already have Didi Gregorius. He's going to play third base here.
I guarantee you he'd make the sacrifice. He said he's loved the Yankees since he was a little boy, and he said he'd play anywhere to be on our ball club, just like Rodriguez did, although that was a mistake, the way that guy choked in the clutch. He left more people on than the Fifth Avenue will. But the bottom line is we've got the offense is not as great as it's meant to be. I told you the last time. When you score 5 runs or more, 60% of the time, you've got a super offense, Ruth and Gehrig, and the greatest offenses in history. When you score, that's 98 games. If you score 5 runs or more, 90 to 97 games, that's excellent. You score 5 runs or more, 85 to 90, it's good. And if you score 81 to 85, it's adequate. That's about what this team is. When this team can, and I told you those last week, those 2 games with Baltimore, when you tie up a game in the 7th and 8th inning, and against a horse manure team like Baltimore, and you shut them down after that, Joe, for 5 innings each game, as you remember, you got to put them away. I don't care. I don't want to hear it's only April. You got to put them away. You can't have. Now, somebody might call up and say, "Yeah, but what does Johnny think?" When he was growing up, the Yankees lost some games like that. Even when you're winning every champion, winning 15 titles in 18 years, there were games. Yes, but we had Mickey Mantle, and we had Elston Howard, we had Yogi Berra, and you knew that we were going to go into a run, winning 35 out of 48 or something, and just break it wide open. This team has not proven it is the defending American League champ. When you have that credibility and that cash, you can afford to dilly-dally, as we used to do, because you knew we'd have a run in it. As Jim Cott once said, early in the year we could play the Yankees. We knew they relax a little bit, we might be able to win a game, but once they got the machine cranked up, you were dead. And this team has not proven it can do things like we used to do. And until we do like we used to do, there's no credibility, in my opinion. Houston's a team to beat. And they've got a guy like Springer and that Bregman. These 2 guys who come up in the clutch. I think last night was the only time I've ever seen Springer come up in the late inning pressure situation and not come through. I mean, every time you see that guy come up, they're down 3-2. He hits a 2-run double in the ninth or something. We have to get that kind of production from our players, and we so far this year we haven't done it.
So far this year, I ultimately think this lineup's going to come together, and it's going to give you, once they get healthy, it's going to give you everything we expected. But, I mean, and again, it's going to take time to sort itself out. Again,
right.
I know...
Joe, when are you going to be back on?
Next Saturday, 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and then Sunday, 6 to 8. These weekend spots are my permanent spots. I'm also on draft day. Before the first round of the NFL draft, noon to 3 Eastern Time.
But Joe, can you do me a favor and can you look into Babe Ruth's grandson if you can?
I'm going to do my very best, John. Really
okay, Joe, you have a good one.
You got it. Bye-bye now. The great John from Florida checking in twice, as a matter of fact, because he got cut off in the middle. 800-777-2907 if you want to join the conversation. Again, 800-777-2907 on Twitter at JoeSpano56. And we're going to get to this in a little more, we're probably going to get a lot deeper into this in the next segment, and it's what does the loss in Game 1 of this first-round playoffs in the Eastern Conference for the Cavs mean? We talked about what happened, why it happened, how the series has begun. What we haven't really talked about is what this means going forward for this series and beyond for the Cavs. And Shay and I, in the next segment, we will speculate on whether the Cavs can get back to the NBA Finals for the 4th consecutive year. You know, you see an effort like that, an 18-point loss in your building in Game 1 to a solid but unspectacular Indiana Pacers team, and you'd probably say no. Again, I have an opinion on this. Shay has an opinion on it, and we're going to dive deeper into it in the next segment. We also got to recap that it really was a tremendous game between the Celtics and the Bucks. And John made some interesting points about the Bucks having to finish this game. Not necessarily the direction I want to go, but I do want to go to the fact that the Celtics are depleted. And I want to get into this game and some things I took out of this victory for the Celtics and some things I took out of this loss for the Bucks. That's all coming up in the next segment. Again, open phone lines, 800-777-2907 on Twitter at JoeSpano56. More with me, Joe Spano, and Shay Raftis in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios in Houston, Texas. You be sure to keep it where it is.
Message and data rates may apply.
Guys, this may be the last time you ever have to think about hair loss. Because I'm telling you, Bosley is the real deal. They're giving men their hair back permanently. Their real hair. All it takes to get started on the hair gain train is a single text message. You'll get an absolutely free information kit and a free gift card when you text KIT33 to 85850. Check them out now. Bosley will show you for free how great your hair could look. Dude, this isn't your dad's hair loss treatment. People all over the country trust Bosley because they're America's #1 hair restoration expert, ahead of the curve with the latest technology. And the best part, Bosley's solution is permanent. You're going to love what they'll do for your hair. So drop what you're doing long enough to send a text. Get your free information kit and gift card for $250 off by texting KIT33 to 85850. Don't forget, that's KIT33 to 85850.
Message and data rates may apply. Please don't text while driving.
If you've been in business more than 20 minutes, you've probably printed your logo on all kinds of promotional products. We all know logos work because they're on everything from the top of skyscrapers to the bottom of shoes. Ever wondered why? Or how to best use your logo to grow your business? Let us show you today for free. We're 4imprint, promotional product experts at your service. We're giving away the latest issue of Amplify, the digital magazine that reveals promotional product success stories absolutely free to everyone who texts GOOD77 to 88988. At 4imprint, we make your logo look perfect on thousands of promotional items. With our 100% guarantee, it'll be right the first time, on time, every time. Your free e-magazine will reveal invaluable insights that can attract new customers, build your brand, and grow your business. Get the latest issue of Amplify absolutely free by texting GOOD77 to 88988. That's GOOD77 to 88988.
Message and data rates may apply.
Warning.
Texting while driving is illegal just about everywhere. So if you want to take advantage of a life-changing LASIK offer, pull over when you can, because a special opportunity is just one text away. The LASIK Vision Institute is offering absolutely free evaluations and dramatically low prices on high-quality LASIK. Text the keyword CLEAR44 to 350350 to get the benefit of FDA-approved LASIK technology that gives the majority of patients 20/20 vision for a fraction of what others charge. Text to schedule your free appointment to see if LASIK is right for you. When you text CLEAR44 to 350350, you'll also get an extra 20% discount off our already low-cost services. We've already performed over 1 million procedures. Today, it's your turn. Discover how you can get the quality LASIK experience you've always wanted for a fraction of what others charge. This great offer is just a text away. Text CLEAR44 to 350350. That's CLEAR44 to 350350.
This is SB Nation Radio. From the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Joe Spano.
And Cavs fall. Game 1 of their first-round playoffs in the Eastern Conference. What does it all mean? We talked about how putrid they looked, how really outside of that one run that spanned the third and fourth quarters that had them down to single digits, they were really never in this basketball game. And when it came to truly crunch time, you were dug out of a hole. You had gotten to the point where there was a chance for you to steal a game you had no business winning and really put a dagger through the heart of the Indiana Pacers. Because here's the reality. See, if Cleveland had come all the way back, gotten over the top, and found a way to steal the win in Game 1 in a game where they were outplayed the entire game, they literally stick the dagger in the hearts of the Indiana Pacers, and this series is over in 4 or 5 games. Because a loss like that would have been devastating to Indiana. They would have outplayed Cleveland in their, on Cleveland's home floor the entire game, and yet found a way to lose. Underdogs don't recover from games like that. So the realities are, had Cleveland been able to kind of finish that one run, get over the top, find a way to win, in many ways they dispatch Indiana quickly going forward, because it's not just a loss on the road for the Indiana Pacers in the playoffs, which is what would be expected. It's losing a game you had no business losing. But at crunch time, the playoff savvy, been through it 1 million times, Cleveland Cavaliers, as a group, come up small. They battle all the way back. I think they got as close to as 7 at one point. And the next thing you know, it's 15, it's 18 points, and they lose by 18. So the realities are, now Indiana has home court advantage in the series. They've stolen a game in Cleveland from the defending Eastern Conference champions and the overwhelming favorite still to go to the NBA Finals at least. They do it in impressive fashion. So instead of having their confidence completely destroyed, had Cleveland found a way to come back, their confidence is now buoyed. And it's the Cleveland Cavaliers who were outplayed really this entire game outside of, I guess, a 6 or 8 minute stretch, who are reeling and have to be wondering. They got to be saying to themselves, "Ooh, what happened here?" I understand. They have, in all regular season long, it was the same thing. Hey, we've been down this road before. Don't worry, don't worry. Then you come out and basically lay an egg in Game 1. You got to be worried. Realities, do I believe that this means they lose this series? No. I can't say that. They're the better team, and they have the best player in sneakers in LeBron James. They're not going to lose this series. But as Shay and I were discussing off the air, it ain't going to be easy. This is no 5-game series anymore. Indiana's going to take them deep. And as Shea said, and I couldn't have agreed with him more when he said it, every series for the Cavaliers is going to be a challenge. They'll find a way to get out of this series. And then if they get out of this series, they take on the winner of Toronto and Washington, which will be Toronto. And then you look at that matchup, and it's, despite the struggles all regular season long and the struggles in this game one of this first round matchup, and all that Toronto has done right, Toronto's going to have to prove something to me. I can't pick Toronto until I see sustained excellence in the postseason from Lowry and DeRozan. Once I see that, and the way they're going to do that is go and beat Cleveland. And I don't think they're going to. So they're going to get back to the Eastern Conference Finals. And who will they be across from? Most likely, in my mind, the Philadelphia 76ers. The 76ers ain't beating them this year. They might beat them next year, but they ain't beating them this year. So basically, as Shea and I were discussing off the air, Cleveland Cavaliers back in the NBA Finals. So what did this loss in Game 1 actually mean? You know what it actually means? And I think Shea said it very well off the air, and we'll give him a chance to expound upon it on the air. What it means is this is not a vintage Cleveland Cavaliers team, and despite the weakness of the Eastern Conference this year, the Cavaliers are going to struggle through each and every round of the playoffs. And while we think they're going to get back to the Eastern Conference, back to the NBA Finals and win the Eastern Conference, it is absolutely positively not fait accompli. If Lowry and DeRozan give a playoff performance like their regular season performances finally, Toronto will knock off Cleveland. If Joel Embiid goes postal, should Cleveland get by Toronto, Philadelphia will knock off Cleveland. We ultimately think Cleveland's going to get there, but we certainly think there isn't an easy series to be had. And while we believe they're going to get there, I don't think either of us is truly confident in this Cleveland Cavaliers team in any of these series. And we know that consistency is going to be an issue, and that as far as they go, they're getting there because of LeBron James and little else. And the realities are their hold on supremacy in the Eastern Conference is incredibly tenuous, Shea.
Yeah, and for them, I think to be fair, we have seen LeBron lose Game 1 of a series many times, and they've come back and won, not just in the finals or the conference finals, but in earlier rounds. So this isn't abnormal for them, but clearly this Cavs team is not as good. And part of it is, if you look at the East, there's just a lot of teams that are either completely banged up and don't have players like the Celtics, and without their two best players, it's hard for them to go far. The 76ers, who probably are, you could argue, are more talented than the Cavs, but it's rare you see a team like them where your 3 or 4 best players have no playoff experience and make all the way the jump to the NBA Finals. So it's the whole too young mantra. You kind of have to go through the motions of the playoffs and the grind before you can climb that hill. Even for some of those teams that made a quick jump, like the Warriors, when they made their ascent, and then the Thunder, they had been to the playoffs at least twice, and had been to a conference finals and had won a playoff round. So I think you look at them, it's like, well, yeah, they're talented enough, but when push comes to shove, do they have the experience? And then it's just a lot of teams like Toronto, who statistically they have the top 5 offense, they have a top 5 defense, but can you trust them when their playoff resume is very, very bad? DeRozan and Lowry have not come through, and especially against a team that we're talking about with Cleveland, who Cleveland just has a mental edge over them. So a lot of it is just the competition is just not there, and even the teams that may be talented enough to beat them, there's like fatal flaws that that are in them that could prevent them from advancing. But I think it's going to be a grind for Cleveland. I think this series to me will go 6 or 7 games. They'll grind it out and do just enough. I think whoever they play in the next round, probably Toronto, they're probably going to win that in 6 or 7 games, grind it out, and then whoever comes out of the 2-3, with the Bucks, Celtics, and Sixers part of the back.
And the Heat. Yeah.
Probably the Sixers. It's probably going to be the Sixers.
Yes,
which is funny because I actually thought Miami could give them a scare, but they're very, very talented. Just you wonder at some point, are they going to hit that playoff wall? We rarely, I mean, could you even...
I think we all agree the 76ers are a year away. As much as I like them, and let me be honest, again, I've broken my arm, pat myself on the back about this, but here's the realities. I was the one guy who actually thought the 76ers could finish in the top 4 in the East and actually thought they could win 50 games. It's on tape here somewhere. I don't know if you can find it, but I did ask somebody to tape it, so it's just a matter of whether whoever was producing that day listened. But I did make that prediction. Anybody that listens to me on a regular basis knows I made that prediction. But also I realized, and a lot of that pick was for the same reason we're still picking the Cavaliers to get out of the East. It was kind of an indictment on the East and where these teams are. So I think we both agree while the 76ers are incredibly talented and what they've done this year is incredible and the great ball they've played over the last month plus is amazing, they're a year away. Next year at this time, I think they're a lot closer to a 60-win team than they are a 50-win team. And I think they're a top 2 seed or maybe a number 1 seed in the East. And I think they could be the favorite to come out of the East because of the wealth of talent they already have, the ability to sign guys in the offseason with the salary cap space, and, 2 first-round draft picks in the upcoming NBA draft.
And for them, I will say this. I didn't think there would be any way, but, man, when you saw them last night, they flashed. I mean, that was about as impressive and effortless. I know it sounds crazy as a win over...
The ball moves amazingly well for them, doesn't it? It's positionless basketball. They pass better than just about any team you can see. They play pretty good defense, and are absolutely dynamic and fun to watch on offense, and that's without Embiid. You get Embiid back, and it only gets better.
And they played the Heat, and we know Miami, while they're not the most talented team, they have a lot of B- to B+ players. And Eric Spoelstra, you could argue, is the second best coach in the East behind Brad Stevens. So you know they're going to be well coached, and they're not going to...
And they tried to get the ball out of Ben Simmons' hands.
Yeah, and
that's the one thing. When Ben Simmons doesn't have the ball in his hands, he can't do much because, he can't shoot yet. He's going to have to get in the gym this offseason and take a bunch of shots and get an outside shot much like LeBron did as his career moved along. But even that didn't work. Nothing they could do worked, and as the third quarter rolled into the fourth quarter, the Philadelphia 76ers absolutely steamrolled the Miami Heat.
And on a per-possession basis, they were one of the best teams in the league at defending Simmons in the regular season. And they were up at halftime, but again, we saw the 76ers go into this gear that not a lot of teams have. Only the elite teams that we've seen in the past make finals runs have. So while I don't think it'll happen this year, I am more open to the idea that it wouldn't completely shock me if they did. Because I will say this, too. Your prediction, and you deserve a lot of credit for it, and I'm not shocked that they made the playoffs. I am shocked that they're a 50-win team. And part of it is, I think we talk about Embiid, and rightfully so. He's a generational talent. But Ben Simmons is... You could argue he has the potential to have a Hall of Fame type career. He has the skill set.
No question.
He is that good.
And
when you see him drive to the lane,
about him coming in. I was not. I thought there was a lot of Lamar Odom in his game, and you'll say, what do you mean, Joe? I said he was very deferential, almost too much so. If you remember him in college, Tim Quarterman and Travis Blakeney were taking a lot of the shots down the stretch, not Ben Simmons. So this generational talent, I wasn't sure had the want to in some ways and the ability to take the game on his shoulders.
But man,
that just an elite NBA player. Well, he shut me up, that's for sure.
And that was the concern. I think a lot of people saw it. It's like, wow, But if you look at it now, that was just a toxic situation with a very, very poorly coached LSU team that didn't know how to utilize his talents. I mean, when you see this and then you see him just straight up dominate NBA veterans, I mean, that's more of an indictment on the coach than it is on Ben Simmons. I think with this Ben Simmons thing, for what he's done this year and how much he's elevated, that's a lesson to be learned, to not completely overreact to individual college games or one season, especially since the coaching in college has such a big impact, whether you're an elite coach like the John Beelines and the Jay Wrights of the world, or you're the Johnny Jones of the world back at LSU who couldn't coach against
couldn't get to an NCAA
anybody.
tournament with Ben Simmons, Tim Quarterman, and Travis Blakeney.
Exactly. So I mean, I think that's a lesson to be learned, to not completely overreact to, well, he didn't go far in the tournament or whatever, when we're evaluating prospects for the draft here in June.
By the way, how fat is Raymond Felton?
Hey, he still putting in work.
He's got a belly on him. He looks like he's about 3 months pregnant. But and it's funny. I've been talking about the prediction gone right with the 76ers. Ben Simmons was a prediction gone wrong for me. And that's the reality. And it's just, I wasn't sure what he was. And he's shown me exactly what he is. And he is, like he said, he's a generational talent. And once he gets a jump shot, he's going to win multiple MVPs in this league. That's the realities of the situation. The 76ers are a year away, but they are going to give the Cavaliers all they want more. We'll start telling you why we think it's going to be 76ers and Cavaliers in the Eastern Conference Finals. In the next segment, we'll roll that into Hour 2. It's all next on SB Nation Radio. Joe Spano, Shea Raftis, keep it where it is.
This is the Sports Bosses.
Terrell Owens joins us. The image for me, growing up on the West Coast, and you have that catch, which against the Packers in the wild card game where you were with the 49ers, which they've dubbed the Catch 2. And the one thing that struck me is how emotional you were at the end of that. Walk us through that and tell us why that emotion ended up coming out.
Number one, I mean, the game didn't go as well as I envisioned. Again, just to get a taste of the playoffs and for me to be an integral part and understand that kind of the rivalry and what really kind of, once you win one playoff game to get to the next and the ultimate goal to win the Super Bowl, you got to win one. And so I didn't particularly have a great game early on in the game.
Tune in to the Sports Bosses, Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to noon Eastern, right here on SB Nation Radio.
Every morning, let Lynn, Murray, and Solly take you to work on SB Nation AM. Follow the boys on Twitter at Scotland980, at Steve Solomon, and at Tim Murray. You can always get caught up on your mornings with SB Nation AM on podcast on iTunes and at podcastarena.com. To get more content on your favorite team, you can check out our friends at SBNation.com. They have team-specific sites to fit your needs, whether it's basketball, baseball, NFL, or the school you graduated from. SB Nation has you covered.
This is the Sean Salisbury Show.
Conor McGregor comes from a place in Ireland that he grew up in a very rough part of town that you had to fight your way out in order to tough your way out. And there's certain communities all over the world that in order to get out and go do it, you got to fight your way out, because otherwise you get stuck in a very, very difficult part of town and you may lose yourself. So Conor McGregor learned to be tough by fighting his way out of a very difficult community in Ireland. You go from a tough guy to get out and become a punk, and then you become persona non grata. And that's what Conor McGregor, supposedly, as word has it, has become. I can tell you this, and I understand I'm from the mean streets of Esco, and it's like when an 18-year-old, he's making bad decisions at 18, and then at 28, he's still young and still a kid, right? Yep. Enough. There comes a point in time where what you do in your career because you fight in the ring doesn't mean you can act like an animal out of it.
Tune in to the Sean Salisbury Show weekdays from 5 to 8 Eastern, right here on SB Nation Radio.
Headed to Texas to watch your team play, but don't know where to go for that pregame drink? Visit CultureMap.com for all of the hottest spots in Houston, Austin, Dallas, Fort Worth, and San Antonio. From the most popular bars to those favorite dine-in gems, Culture Map has it all. Then before you leave town, why not visit some of the best places to shop or see some of the sights? Culture Map has extensive coverage on all the things to do in the city you're in. So check out CultureMap.com. That's CultureMap.com. This is SB Nation Radio. From the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Joe Spano.
Well, Shay, as I mentioned, I think it's almost a foregone conclusion that it's the 76ers in the Eastern Conference Finals. I love their path to the Eastern Conference Finals. And a lot of people are probably saying, well, why, Joe? Celtics took care of their business. It was a hell of a game with Milwaukee. Both those teams played pretty well. Toronto's going to have a say. Actually not on their side. Miami's still going to have a say. But the realities are, Miami's okay, as you said. Not a lot of A-list talent there, a lot of some B-plus talent, and then on down from there. Yes, they're brilliantly coached, but ultimately the NBA is about players. And players in the sneakers worn by the 76ers are just flat out better than the Heat players. So I think they triumph in 5, maybe 6 games at the most in their first round matchup. And then whoever survives the Celtics-Bucks matchup, I don't like their chances all that much against the 76ers. I'll tell you why. In the next hour, we'll get you an in-game update on Jazz and Thunder. We'll preview Rockets, Timberwolves, and a whole lot more. So be sure to keep it right here on SB Nation Radio. I'm Joe Spano, and I'm back after this.
This is Sports Radio 1310 and 96.7 FM, The Ticket. Broadcasting live from the TXU Energy Mothership. KTCK AM Dallas-Fort Worth. KTCK FM Flower Mound. A Cumulus station.
Are kids better off in an intact family? You bet they are. This is Joe Cordell of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. Kids living in a household with married parents do better in school, they're emotionally healthier, and they're more likely to stay out of trouble with the law. If you're in a troubled marriage, of course you should do everything you can to save your marriage, if only for your kids' sake. This includes considering alternatives to divorce. Of course, in some circumstances, divorce is unavoidable. In either case, if you're a man facing a crisis in your marriage, let us help you at Cordell & Cordell. Remember, we're the partner men can count on.
The attorneys at Cordell & Cordell work to help men maximize their role in their children's lives, which includes protecting men's financial means to do so. Contact the domestic litigation firm of Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Dallas-Fort Worth area attorneys. 972-490-3237. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Offices in Dallas, Fort Worth, and St. Louis. Cordell & Cordell, a partner men can count on.
Just in time for spring, Diamonds Direct has just flown in a very special collection of exquisite and rare diamond jewelry. Over $20 million in some extraordinary pieces that you won't find anywhere else in the Metroplex. Dazzling rings with rare large center diamonds, stunning 20 to 50 carat Riviera necklaces, classic pendants, elegant bracelets, truly exquisite jewelry for the most discriminating shoppers. If you're looking for the most impressive jewelry, something that really makes a statement, you must see this exceptional collection that has just arrived at Diamonds Direct. Also, if you're getting engaged this spring, Diamonds Direct just received a new shipment of GIA-certified diamonds straight from our diamond cutters overseas. From 1 carat to 20 carats, all shapes and all sizes, all at direct importer prices. Dazzle her this spring with something unique, something rare, something that shows how much you love her. At Diamonds Direct, Preston Road and Sherry Lane, DFW's direct diamond importer and the official jeweler of the Dallas Cowboys.
What makes North Texas weather so fascinating? Hi, I'm Chief Meteorologist Brad Barton. Join me, along with WFAA's Pete Delkus, for WeatherCon 2018 presented by McRoof.us. Meet storm chasers and severe weather experts. Do your own live TV weather forecast. It's fun for the whole family, and it's absolutely free, including parking and admission to the Frontiers of Flight Museum during the show. It's WeatherCon 2018, Saturday, April 28th from 10 until 3 at the Frontiers of Flight Museum at Dallas Love Field. Brought to you in part by New Spray, Willard Heating and Air, Cutco Cutlery, and Leaf Filter. For more information, go to theticket.com.
Hey guys, here at Clay Cooley Mitsubishi, if you're looking for a brand new Outlander, we got them. And right now, everything is on sale with our lowest prices of the year, and we always give you more for your trade, factory incentives, and the best interest rates. It's always worth your time to come see Clay.
This is Rodney Anderson, and if you're in the market to do a cash-out refinance, give me a call now at 1-800-EXPRESS. I'll visit RodneyAnderson.com.
Supreme Lending is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 2129, NLO 196730, 4975 Preston Park Boulevard, Suite 800, Plano, Texas 75093. Texas S&L Mortgage Banker Registration, Residential Mortgage Loan Originator.
There's something relaxing about a nice rainy day, but All Pro Foundation Repair wants you to keep in mind that when the rain dries out this summer, any foundation damage you have will become even worse.
So if you have sticky windows and doors or cracks in the wall, now is the best time to call All Pro to get things fixed before the summer comes. All Pro Foundation Repair is the name all of us here at the Ticket Trust.
Part of the reason is because All Pro is the first foundation repair company to provide all forms of foundation repairs. They start out by finding the cause of your foundation problem, so they can provide the best solution.
It might be helical piers or pressed pilings, maybe steel piers, drilled bell piers, or pier and beam. But whichever solution Tony Cooper and his crew recommend, all piers come with a lifetime transferable warranty, and all work is inspected by an independent engineer.
So call now and get a free independent engineer's report. If you sign up at the time of the estimate, that's a $500 value.
Call the pros at All Pro Foundation Repair, 877 Mean Green, or go to allprofoundationrepair.com.
Fuzzy's Taco Shop's online ordering is fast and easy. In fact, it's just like a dating app for tacos. Swipe right for all your favorites: burritos, burrito bowls, salads, and quesadillas. And of course, swipe left to avoid waiting in lines, inaccurate orders, and slow to go. You will super like ordering your taco dream date with Fuzzy's online ordering. Visit Fuzzy'sTacoShop.com to fall in love at first bite, without all the shirtless pictures.
With D&M Leasing's new Easy Lease Plus, you'll get bumper-to-bumper wear and tear coverage with the advantage of never having to worry about paying for another oil change, brake repair, or cracked windshield.
Call D&M for their brand new Easy Lease Plus that covers practically everything except the gas. Give D&M Leasing a call at any local area code and 35 lease, or visit dmautoleasing.com.
We make leasing easy at D&M.
If you're facing IRS wage levies, bank levies, or tax liens, listen close. There may be certain ways to challenge and stop any type of IRS collection activity. Hi, I'm local Dallas tax attorney Nick Namath. If you're behind with the IRS and have not paid or not filed your tax returns, call me now for a free tax analysis at 972-484-0TAX or visit myirsteam.com. Your call with me is free and confidential. The IRS won't tell you all your options or how to protect yourself, but I will. Listen, your best chance at success when dealing with IRS agents is to communicate with them quickly. Just don't do it alone. Agents are trained to ask you questions that put you at a disadvantage. As a local experienced tax attorney, I have learned the IRS's tricks and tactics. An innocent mistake could be the difference between you settling your tax problem and allowing the IRS to gain control over your paycheck and your assets. So call me now, Nick Namath, the DFW tax attorney, at 972-484-0TAX or visit myirsteam.com.
This is SB Nation Radio. Find us on Twitter at SB Nation Radio and online at SBNationLive.com. From the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Joe Spano.
One down, one to go. Hour 2 of the program here on SB Nation Radio. Take you right up until 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Joe Spano here in New York. Jay Raft is down in Houston producing this thing. Join the conversation at 800-777-2907. Again, 800-777-2907 on Twitter at Joe Spano 56. Focus most of the rest of the way, again, is going to be the NBA playoffs. And at 40 after this hour, 7:40 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll switch gears. Talk a little Dallas Cowboys with Bobby Belt from Cowboys Cast. First of all, we'll talk about the release of Dez Bryant. We'll then look ahead to the Dallas Cowboys draft plans and kind of try and forecast the upcoming season in Big D for the Dallas Cowboys. But again, in this hour, we've got to get to a recap of that great Game 1 in the first round of the Eastern Conference playoffs between the Celtics and the Bucks. But we also got to get to what it means. What we saw in this game. We saw a Celtics win, but I think we saw a couple of other things. And the things that we saw bode very well for a nice, smooth path for the Philadelphia 76ers to the Eastern Conference Finals. We'll get to that. We'll give you an in-game look at the Jazz and Thunder. Quick preview of the Rockets and the T-Wolves. That's this hour number 2. That's it in a nutshell. Your calls, of course, are always welcome at 800-777-2907. Again, 800-777-2907. For those of you that like to let your fingers do the walking, hit us up on Twitter at Joe Spano 56. But a quick in-game look right now. OKC storming back after being down big. They are now up on the Utah Jazz 33-28. 7:51 to go until halftime in this one. Ricky Rubio going to go to the line for the Utah Jazz to take 2 shots. So this one, Utah got off to the big start. OKC got hot, reeled them in. And now you got a back-and-forth affair with the Thunder up 5. Rubio at the line for 2 shots. Again, just under 8 minutes to go until halftime in that Game 1 of that Western Conference first-round tilt. But when we come back, we're going to go back out to the phone lines. My buddy, my brother from another mother, Jeff from Waxahachie's on the line. We'll talk to him next here on SB Nation Radio. Joe Spano in New York, Shea Raftis in Houston. You be sure to keep it where it is.
Just in time for spring, Diamonds Direct has just flown in a very special collection of exquisite and rare diamond jewelry. Over $20 million in some extraordinary pieces that you won't find anywhere else in the Metroplex. Dazzling rings with rare large center diamonds, stunning 20 to 50 carat Riviera necklaces, classic pendants, elegant bracelets, truly exquisite jewelry for the most discriminating shoppers. If you're looking for the most impressive jewelry, something that really makes a statement, you must see this exceptional collection that has just arrived at Diamonds Direct. Also, if you're getting engaged this spring, Diamonds Direct just received a new shipment of GIA certified diamonds straight from our diamond cutters overseas. From 1 carat to 20 carats, all shapes and all sizes, all at direct importer prices. Dazzle her this spring with something unique, something rare, something that shows how much you love her. At Diamonds Direct, Preston Road and Sherry Lane, DFW's direct diamond importer and the official jeweler of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey, it's Mike Reiner of the Hardline here with my friend, the mortgage expert I trust, Rodney Anderson. Rodney, I keep hearing about this cash-out refinance thing, and I got a couple questions for you. Can I get a cash-out refinance to pay off my credit card debt?
Yes, you can.
All right, another one. Can I get a cash-out refinance to do home improvements?
Yes, you can, Mike.
Rodney, can I get a cash-out refinance to send my kids to college?
Yes, you can. There are so many reasons why people call me, Mike. If you're in the market for a cash-out refinance, I invite you to call me today at 1-800-EXPRESS. That's 1-800-397-7377. Or you can always apply online at RodneyAnderson.com.
That's 1-800-EXPRESS. Get the process started at RodneyAnderson.com.
Our goal is to close your cash out in 15 days or less.
Supreme Lending is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 2129, MLO 1967330, 4975 Preston Park Boulevard, Suite 800, Plano, Texas 75093. Texas S&L Mortgage Banker Registration, Residential Mortgage Loan Originator.
Hey guys, Kirby here for Soils Alive. If your lawn needs help, you're in luck because we're now offering $100 off spring special for all P1s. Just sign up for one of our program options this month and you'll receive $50 off your first and last month's treatment in 2018. To learn more about our approach to organic or to request a free online quote, just go to soilsalive.com. Go organic, go Soils Alive.
If you're injured while riding your bike, you need an attorney who's experienced in both personal injury trial work and cycling. Bill Shire, cyclist at law. He rides, he races, he represents cyclists. Bill Shire is board certified in personal injury trial law, and he rides more than 5,000 miles per year. He understands the cycling community and the challenges you face as a cyclist. If you have been injured by the fault of another or a defective bike product, Bill Shire can help. He rides, he races, he represents cyclists. Cyclistatlaw.com. That's cyclistatlaw.com.
36.
This is SB Nation Radio from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios. Here's Joe Spano.
Back out to the phones we go. My brother from another mother, Jeff from Waxahachie's next up on SB Nation Radio. What's shaking, Jeff?
What's going on, Joe?
Same old stuff, piled higher. Having fun talking sports, watching a lot of NBA playoffs. Have some interesting storylines, getting ready for more NBA playoffs and the Sunday night matchup. The Houston Astros, the Texas Rangers on ESPN. First pitch, 8:08 p.m. Eastern Time. So I'm looking forward to all of that to keep me going tonight in the world of sports, my friend.
Yeah, myself. Hey, I'm going to give one of your sponsors a shout-out today.
Please do.
O'Reilly. This afternoon, I had to go get another battery for one of my tractors.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought it from there, and I lost my paperwork. I thought it was out of warranty. Them guys went out of their way to find out. They, got on their computer. They said, "No, it's still under warranty, Mr. Jeff." So I just walked in there, got another battery, went on out, got the tractor fired up. So
let me tell you something about O'Reilly.
They went out of their way.
Right. They really are good. They go out of their way. And I've talked about it a lot on the program. You know, I use O'Reilly for my car care needs. And one of the things I like most is, you know, forget the low price. Prices are great. What you need is in stock. There's nothing more frustrating than you can do work on a car and you go to an auto parts store who's supposed to have great prices and this and that. And two things happen when you get there. The staff isn't helpful. They aren't plentiful. And what you need's not in stock. We'll order. We'll have it in a few days. You don't have those problems with O'Reilly's. Well-staffed stores, a helpful staff, as you pointed out, going above and beyond, and what you need's in stock. Because the battery that you mentioned, right? Not only did they find out that it was under warranty and save you that money and do the right thing by you and go above and beyond, but what else did they do? They had it in stock. They gave it to you. You were able to take it back with you, and your tractor's good to go now.
Yep. But when the kiddos to work, but grandkid is up here visiting. I put him to work. He's not too happy, but he'll be all right.
He'll be all right. A little hard work never hurt anybody. Trust me.
Ain't gonna kill him. Hey, I want to, for a minute, just say something. You know, I never call it. I'm never controversial at all. But
you got the floor, baby. Go ahead, run with it.
Yesterday, after I spoke with you, you know, I still listen to your show. There's a caller that called in and asked about if you basically had a test to get on your show, who calls in all the time. And, you know, yes, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but I've been calling you for more than a year. I mean, ever long since I picked you up here in Dallas. And your staff is never, your producer is nothing but, you already know this, you know, for other reasons, but they're nothing but helpful, polite, and they'll say, I call and say, hey, Jeff, can you call back at, you know, 26 after the hour instead of, you know, 6 after the hour? Yeah, no problem, man. I appreciate, you know, let's just put me on hold for 30 minutes. Right. And I've never had a problem. So, you know, I just want to, you know, speak my mind about that. So anybody listening out there, it's not like that. And you allow us the ability to speak, you know, I've talked to you about recipes, told you jokes, talked about my family. You know, yes, and like John in Florida, I love listening to him talking about old school. I'm 61 years old, but he's talking about stuff that I forgot, you know, when I was growing up. I mean, I love listening to him talk.
His knowledge of sports is encyclopedic. You know, he's got a great memory for these details, and that's why I love to have John on. He gets all fired up sometimes, and you know, sometimes me and John don't necessarily see what's going on out in front of us the same way, but I love having John on. I love having him as part of the program. I love having you as part of the program. Dave from Maryland. Richard, when he stays on point and stops when Richard gets away from the persecution complex, I'm much happier with Richard because he's not persecuted here. He's always welcome. His opinions are always welcome. His calls are always taken, and he's not shuffled behind anybody else. I treat my callers with respect. I let them have their opinions. I let them have their discussions, and we enter into healthy discussions. We don't always agree on everything, but that's what this program is all about, a healthy exchange of ideas and discussions, and let everybody have their say.
You know, but I know I talk about my Astros, my Longhorns, about Texas high school football or college football all the time. That's where, you know, that's what my love. But you have to give me the levity, you know, to speak about it. And you're interested, and, you know, we have a conversation. You don't want to say, oh, here's Jeff, you know, calling about the Astros or calling about the Texas Longhorns again. You know, you treat me with respect.
I try to treat everybody with respect. I'd like to get the same back. But at the same time, I try to engage, you know, we're trying to be engaging and entertaining and do something unique here. And I think it's fair to say what we do here is unlike anything you're going to hear anywhere else. It's a unique program, and I'm so grateful to have all of you as a part of it. And that's why I do this, you know, so that way we have something unique and we have something different. And everybody wants to come back all the time. It's like hanging out at the local watering hole. This is a fun show. Hey, don't get me wrong. When there's time to get mad, I can get mad with anybody, and we've heard that side of me too. When somebody needs to be called out, I'll call them out, but the realities are, most of the time on this program, it is a free exchange of ideas. It's fun, it's lighthearted, it's informative, but most of all, it's entertaining. That's the big thing. You listen, you have fun.
Like I used to tell my kids all the time when they were growing. Of course, you know my kids, they're all grown, your age almost, you know, a couple of them. But like I used to tell them, I said, you want to see me get ignorant, I can get ignorant on you. You know, that's the old saying down here in the South. Yeah, I can get ignorant real quick, you know. Same thing as getting mad, you know, or, you know.
No, I understand. Trust me. You know me. I can go the other way real quick. I've challenged people to fights on the air and everything else. I mean, you know, I can go off at the drop of a hat, but the realities are the goal of this show is to make it fun. Yeah, because if you can't have fun doing this, and if you can't have fun listening to this, well, then I'm doing something wrong, because it's sports, the toy store of life. So if you're listening to my show and you're not enjoying it, well, then I'm doing something wrong. So I'm trying to make sure that everybody that listens, that they enjoy what they hear. They're having fun. There's some way that they're connecting, getting involved, and they're enjoying it, and they look forward to each and every time that I'm on.
Hey, that reminds me, you remember a couple of years ago that dude from Dallas, what was his name, Bill or something, said, you know, you flew down here and he's going to whip your butt.
When I called out Mark Cuban, you know, I ended up challenging him to a fight, yes.
Whatever happened to him?